don't think we ever told our kids that there was a Santa. Because I was like, Santa didn't spend jack on y'all. I did. And your mom did. And we had to do it a whole bunch because there's 6 of y'all. Santa's getting 0 credit.
Jason wanted the credit.
Heck yeah.
Jason
Santa
is going against
getting,
everything that I just said.
He is getting
Look at
0
me.
credit.
I did that for you.
Yeah, you want to be grateful? Don't be thanking Santa. He didn't do nothing. I ate the cookies.
I just saw a reel.
Parents and Jesus.
I just saw a reel of what do you do whenever your kids complain that they didn't get anything for Christmas, and the dad like runs up to the kid as he's like using the remote to flip through the TV, grabs the remote and he throws wrapping paper around it and throws it back to him. Yeah. And he runs over to the the thermostat and he puts a ribbon on the thermostat.
Yeah.
And then as the kid's pulling milk out of the refrigerator, he runs up, grabs it from him, wraps paper around it, and hands it back to him.
Put a bow
Like,
on
here
all
are
their
your
clothes.
gifts. Yeah.
Well, that's the funny thing, because one of the people I work with was just talking about how her husband always says, I don't really need anything. I have everything I want. And I do that too,
I'm the
right?
same.
So she took a bunch of his things from the house over the last 3 weeks and started wrapping them and put them under the tree.
I love it.
So now he's going to unwrap all his things.
But that's how we are as guys. Like, as we get older and we have
Not
a
all
job,
of us.
Oh, whatever. How many guns have you bought in the past 6 months?
One.
Well, I was talking to this one as he sits there quietly because he doesn't want to answer the question.
Smiling, looking down.
Okay, so there's some things that I know.
10 or less.
So you're saying we Christmas shop for ourselves?
She
That's
did.
throughout the year.
Yeah,
the year.
but she
This is
did
true.
make the last one a birthday present. So I just like gifts. I'm a gift guy. I love
You're a
gifts.
gift giver to
Giving
yourself?
or receiving?
Both. Absolutely.
You like to give yourself the
No,
gift.
okay, look. So, because not to squirrel off too far, but they talk about the 5 love languages, and there's touch and there's quality time. Well, I just started putting quality in front of all of them because I want quality touch, and quality gifts, and quality time,
quality time.
Yeah,
there you go.
So you're saying we should write a male version
of
the
look,
5 love languages?
I tell people,
let's
don't just buy me
break that
something
down.
random. I have a list from 0 to $1 billion. Pick something on the list.
So we do like we there's an
Because-
app called
Giftful.
Giftful. There's an
Giftful.
app called Giftful, and our whole family
that
uses
too.
it.
Really?
Yeah.
And you go in
cool.
and you can link like the actual website that you want something to it. It'll post it on there all under your name. And like you can.
You want
That's
yoga
interesting.
pants?
No, not yoga pants.
He pulled up
funny.
Brooks by accident.
But yeah, like it has sunglasses.
But it's
all
funny
those
because you can
things.
go and look
And
at.
then
Shorts,
if you click on one
different
of those,
things.
it takes you to where they are or what?
Yeah, it gives you a hyperlink.
That infrared light therapy.
It's like a permanent wedding ready.
Yeah, it's a
wedding
hyperlink.
There's a
ready.
girl in
to
yoga pants
whatever
on there.
it is.
Maybe
And what's it
that
called?
was the
Giftful. So if you go to the App Store, you get Giftful, and then you can link anything you want to it.
If y'all want to sponsor us for
Giftful, yes,
Giftful,
thank you.
Hey,
We'll set up a gift
we
account.
got you.
And
Like a wedding registry.
you could go to your kids list and everybody that's on your account and stuff like that. Like for
You
instance,
can add everyone to it.
Kyler's on there, and you could see that he built a brand new Porsche. It's only $298,000. And I'm like, yeah, you're not getting that, kid. But I did claim it.
And
I
then
claimed it.
as you look at somebody else's list and you claim, like, I'm going to get that for them,
They see what you've
everybody
already
else
bought.
can see that it's been claimed except for the person whose list it is. All they see is what they put on there, so they have no clue what's been claimed.
Right.
Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna mess with that later.
Oh,
All I did is go to every website that I know I have stuff, and I just take screenshots and send them to my kids
Well,
because they're
it's-
like, "What do you want, Dad?" And I was okay. Here's my screenshot.
That
Of,
so
legit
that's what
is
the
your
nice thing
screenshot.
is.
it's
So,
basically
like,
what it does. What it does for
when
you.
my parents ask, what do the kids want for Christmas, I just send them because it's got a share link on it, and I just send it to them.
Tortilla press. He puts it out there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So just shoes, hats, ear pods.
Interesting.
Yeah. And you just put it on there. It's got the link directly to it. You shop for it.
And you can put
Claim
notes in it. So, like, if it's a shirt, you can put size,
Extra small.
yeah,
Yeah.
whatever you need.
Medium.
Medium,
Medium half shirt,
Medium.
crop top.
and hopefully it's like the old jersey material
Oh yeah,
from
with
the 80s.
oh,
Yeah, with
that
the
if you-
holes that were big
that if
enough
you-
that your nipples stick out.
Or if you're at the beach, you get a sunburn with little spots all over you.
It look like you have some kind of body herpes.
Yeah. Which is also the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, since we
called
are in
shingles?
the season of giving.
Body herpes or
They're called shingles.
Hey,
sunburn.
well, I will
Yeah, I
say
think
this:
so.
the good thing with herpes is you can only catch it once. So
And you can give it a million times.
and you could
You
freely
almost-
give.
Almost killed me.
So
What about 8 to 10?
Yeah.
Nice.
So
on to Christmas.
no, to get back where we were, I never told my kids there was a Santa. Never did.
yeah,
And we didn't do that little elf that's supposed to disappear all over the
elf on
place
the
either.
shelf.
Yeah.
It would-
Well, we did that for a while.
We,
Yeah.
we
I
had some
don't-
fun
my-
with it.
Of course, my kids are a little older than y'all, so
Yeah.
I don't think the elf was invented yet.
Adeline still likes to pretend the elf is doing things and make her own scenes with it. So there's still scenes going on in the house daily.
well, we've got a friend of ours that she was so scarred as a kid in finding out that Santa wasn't real. I know, right? Look, it's not my thing, but she refused to do Santa with her kids. And we were like, well, you need to tell your kids to keep their mouth shut around our kids.
Yeah,
right.
Because we do, Santa, and we don't want them spoiling it for them.
So
but
we
she
didn't
was
see her
like,
for 4 months out
like
of the year.
bitter, like needed therapy bitter because my parents lied to me for years. And I was like, they weren't. Oh my gosh.
I mean,
So-
technically, yeah.
Yeah?
They were lying.
Oh, it's such a Karen move.
They were inventing this.
Well, so Ad despised Santa, like fearful, like thought he was creepy. So it was easy with her.
Oh, I think people that dress up as Santa are creepy.
Right? They are.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Exactly.
You smell
Right.
like
You're
beef
not.
and cheese.
you smell like beef and cheese. Yeah, but and then Brooke we used to have these singular letters that were, they were carved out of wood. We got them at like some craft fair at our old high school back in our old town in Illinois, and it was this Santa. Yeah,
Nobody
Nobody
can keep a
cares.
straight face.
and I'm talking Chicago,
South side.
South side.
Santa was in a low rider.
But no, the kids put
Santa
the
was
letters
actually
out once
stealing the
because
gifts.
it's like these artsy, craftsy letters and spelled Santa, and the kids put it out once, and they couldn't spell at the time, and they spelled out Satan
Oh,
because
yeah.
Santa
Right,
spells
you just
Satan
shift
if you
them
mix the
around,
letters around. So Brooke was like, "I'm done with Santa." That was it. It was like done. Santa was gone.
My dad had me convinced whenever I was a kid.
Well, think about the whole.
In Baton Rouge, Louisiana, you got the Capitol, which is shaped very much like the UT Tower, and they would always put Noel down the side of it, spelled. And when I was little, my dad had me convinced that it said Leon. Noel backwards, and that was there because the janitor at the state capitol died right before Christmas, and it was a memorial to him each
Wow.
year. Dude, he had me so convinced.
Now that's a great Christmas
is.
How long did he
tradition.
ride that out?
Huh?
How long did he ride that out?
Long enough.
There's only so many years that Leon can die.
Well, no, it was a memorial, so every
Leon.
year was a dedication to Leon, the
Leon,
janitor.
the Leon Memorial.
Oh, yeah, my dad used to try. He had me convinced at one point, too, that Stevie Wonder could drive because he had a piano on his steering wheel. Yeah.
I forgot your dad is Joker.
Oh, he's...
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember that from college.
I mean, he can drive, just not.
Now he just sits in a Tesla and grabs the wheel.
Right.
As long as it looks like I'm driving, I'm good. So
Just take me to the
Good old Leon.
poor guy. We still remember him every year.
He was
R.I.P.
a
Leon.
great janitor.
Yeah.
right.
Oh.
Yeah. They celebrated at multiple cities. Multiple cities and mantles near you.
Well, it's different if it's this way.
I've
But when it's
I've
this
actually
way,
switched them
you
to
can actually convince somebody that it's Leon.
Yeah, especially
you know?
a kid. Kids will believe anything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was
go to
19,
people's
but
house.
that's beside no.
and they have those blocks that
yeah, and
spell.
change 'em around.
Oh yeah. And they better not have any letters on the dang refrigerator.
Oh, we used to have a blast with
Seriously.
that. Yeah. when they have kids that are small enough that they go and play. Yeah, you can get very creative.
Jen had bought some things one time that were it was just like little words, and it looked like somebody had made like little label makers because they were like that size, but it was all these random words.
Oh, so you write sentences.
And
I know
you would
exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, you would make sentences out of them. And we kind of had a roommate a guy that lived with us, a young guy, because apparently we've always had people live with us. And that's what we would do. We'd go through and see, just in leaving randomly, the most random creative. There were some good ones.
It's like at home Mad Libs, you know?
Ones.
Remember Mad Libs where you just plug in the words?
Yeah.
It's fun.
And you can use but as a noun, verb, adjective.
Very leading.
Yeah. But. So what are back on topic. Hey, Merry Christmas. What are some traditions that you have now? I mean, everybody's kids are kind of older.
Man, I don't know that I would call them traditions, but I mean, it's kind of changed up. Like my grandmother on my mom's side was very tradition oriented whenever it came to Christmas. Like everybody would come over to her house Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve was where she would prepare or have prepared a gigantic dinner, like multi-course dinner.
Right.
Everybody would run around and socialize, and then once we were done eating, then everybody would gather in the living room, and then you would open all the presents from everyone. And all of the gifts were given on Christmas Eve. Then you would stay the night at her house, and then you would wake up the next morning, and Santa would have come and put out the gifts for the kids. So, I mean, I was the first grandkid, and I think the next one after me was my sister, which was 9 years later, or 8 years later. So for 8 years, I was
all about
spoiled rotten.
Yeah,
So,
I remember those.
And mine's about the same. We'd go to grandmother's house. Like, that's where everybody went to, her basement, and we would have a big meal. We'd have a big meal, but it was always because Polish family. So it was always like, you know, you had to have fish for the dinner. You had to have, like, I would pronounce a lot of names wrong right now, like, you know, pierogies, if you ever heard of pierogies, and like different kinds of food, like hot cabbage and mushrooms, and
so they gave
potato
you
dumplings
cabbage
is what they were,
and mushrooms,
yeah,
and put you in a basement.
Sounds funny, right? But also too, it was a lot of sweets on top of that.
I was gonna say, sweet wise, the one tradition that we would have is my grandmother would get a cake made each year from it was a dobosh cake, which is a very you know what a dobosh is? It's a very
it's like spongy,
hefty,
like we called it
heavy cake.
Okay, we would have angel food cake.
Yeah.
And then we'd have baby Jesus on there, and we'd all sing to baby
Happy
Jesus.
Birthday. So that was our tradition, too. Everybody would gather around. It said Happy Birthday, Jesus on it. We would light the candles, and the whole family would sing Happy Birthday to Jesus.
Right.
And then you had, and it was a divided, he only made it to 33.
I mean, yeah, but he's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that he counts his birthdays, but it was a divided cake. I remember that because one side was lemon and one side was chocolate.
Turn an 8 sideways and light it.
Infinity. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. I got us figured out.
So you're thinking, man, you got us through it.
Yeah, I made it.
So what traditions do y'all do?
We never had a birthday cake for Jesus.
Well, that sucks for you.
I guess we had all
Angel
kinds.
food cake was good.
Like when I was a kid, and like on my dad's side, when my grandparents were still alive, like that side of the family all kind of went there. When they passed away, it's kind of like the families broke down into.
That's kind of how it's going for us.
Work for ours.
Yeah.
And so for my mom's side, my grandparents are still alive, so we all still get together on Christmas Eve. And it used to be the evenings, and we would do like, you know, kind of the same sort of thing. Everybody get together during the day, hang out, food, do hand out all the presents in the evening. But it shifted here lately to Christmas breakfast.
Okay.
And so I think the last couple of years has been Christmas breakfast. And so we all kind of bring breakfast stuff and Christmas PJs and that kind of stuff. And everybody gets together and still kind of the same thing. So that's been going like that for a while.
Yeah.
One of the cool things we do, so my cousin passed away. He had a brain tumor, and he was 23, 24. He was young.
Yeah.
He was young. I think he was diagnosed at like 16, 17. And then my other cousin, his mom, died the same way, same thing. Like, and this was years and years ago. She passed away. I was like 7 or 8. But what we've done kind of moving forward is, because we always drew names. There were so many of us. But somebody would always draw a name. So somebody would draw Josh's name or draw a name for Josh. And somebody would draw a name for my Aunt Angie. And it would change every year. So like I would draw your name, and then this is my year to do Josh's gift. So Josh's gift would go to a male, and my aunt's gift would go to a female, and somebody would get those names. And so just kind of a way to remember them during a time of family. You know, it would be a present from them. And that was a really cool.
That is
I
cool.
think it's really kind of cool tradition.
As we kind of did something similar to that. As the family got bigger and bigger, and there were more grandkids, then like the adults.
Yeah, you couldn't buy for everybody.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did the same thing and broke
So
it
the
off and
adults
switched names
would
and
pull names or something
Right.
similar to that. Now the kids, you know, everybody would still get the kids gifts or whatever, which is kind of what we do now. Like,
But we kind of still do the same thing.
it's just an understanding that you're an adult. If you want something, go get it. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And the kids, let's make sure that we take care of the kids
some
and the
cash.
kids enjoy. And we'll do like a pull the name, and there's a limit to how much you can spend for it. And then we just
Yeah.
kind of leave it at that. And everybody gets one gift, you know.
So that's what we started doing as an adult or as adults, as the family grew. It was like a white elephant.
Yeah.
Here's the spending limit. You're allowed 2 steals after that. Yes.
Cannot stand.
It got to be fun with the
Why?
family though.
I hate it
Why?
because
You
it's
always get
crappy
stuck
gifts,
with the wrong
But
one.
that's the
and
fun
then
part.
you get one thing that you might actually like, and it'll be the only thing that everybody likes.
No, so the trick
And
is,
So this
is you
wasn't
buy a
bad
gift that
gifts.
you want.
Right.
And you just try and get it back. That's what I do.
And I think that my grandma might have lined
got
it
some
up where it
lottery
was like,
tickets
this
and
is
all
not
that
going to be
white
crappy
elephant.
stuff. This is the spending limit. You must get something that you would enjoy. So they were always good. Like,
Yeah.
you know, there might be a bottle of Jack Daniel thrown in there or something like that. But,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, straight up Catholic family, just the way
I
they
think
would
my
treat
uncle's
it.
gotten
But,
liquor every year
yeah.
because it's like,
Right.
what am I going to get him?
You knew.
It's easy.
Yeah. And nothing to condone. But talking about, like, Brooke carried into our family breakfast, like you were talking about. So every Christmas, it's poached eggs, sliced oranges, sliced apples, and cinnamon rolls. That's what her dad made every Christmas Day breakfast for them. So I think my kids have always had that every Christmas Day for 18 years because Rowan's the oldest, right? So,
Wow.
yeah. But
That's what we went back last year to Louisiana, and like it's like an understood thing that you're gonna have gumbo, right?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Well, when you visit everybody in your family in the 6 days that you're there, and everyone
That's a lot of
prepares
gumbo.
gumbo for you,
Yeah.
it's like I cannot eat any more gumbo.
That hurt your stomach after a little while.
Oh,
I don't
I'm
know.
telling you,
Gumbo's
every
good,
house that
though.
we went to,
That's
like
where
the
I'm sitting
night,
here, I'm like, there's a term
there
to
is-
bring leftovers
there
for
is
us.
a limit because the first night that we got
no
there,
limit.
we were at my aunt and uncle's, and sorry to anyone else, he probably makes the best gumbo. So we have gumbo that night, And then it's like, all right, well, we're going to go over and see so-and-so.
So
We
you're
show
saying
up at their
everything
house.
lets you down since the point of your uncle's house because it's the
Still
best
all
gumbo.
like all of the gumbo is good. Nobody makes a bad gumbo. It's just
whatever
you
gumbo-
have the different types of roux.
And I say it because they're watching.
Well, it comes down, and it honestly comes down to the roux.
I was trying to set them up.
And you have like a dark roux, you have like a caramel colored roux, then you got
Kanga.
a light roux, and it really depends on the seasoning. He makes and traditionally I don't like a dark roux, but he makes a dark roux. Oh man,
To die for.
oh it is amazing. But it was like every house that we went to, they were like, "Oh, we made you gumbo." And it's like, oh, look at the kids, and the kids are like, but it's awesome.
No, just
Still
whatever
fun.
gumbo you don't want, bring back.
Yeah.
But in a true
we got
a
that.
true Louisiana house, there's not just gumbo. There's a lot of
yeah.
other food to eat with it. So
what's a true
Bread
gumbo
pudding.
meat though? Does it matter?
no, yeah,
'Cause people do the
traditionally
chicken.
it's chicken and sausage,
Yeah.
or it's seafood.
Yeah.
Or
So-
all
you
of
can't
those.
Crawfish, my
or you
favorite.
can do it all.
Chicken
Huh?
and sausage and crawfish.
Okay, but are
Yeah.
you a okra in your gumbo or not?
So
Because I think that's always the flipper there.
no, the
is-
flipper is you do not put tomatoes in your gumbo. And
no.
some people put tomatoes in their gumbo, and that is
And
sacrilege.
what makes it an etouffee?
So an etouffee is more of a cream sauce on top of
It's a-
rice, on a
it's a
bed of
different-
rice.
different
So a
type of
gumbo
roux.
has a
Crawfish
roux.
etouffee is one I
Yeah,
like.
there's no roux in an etouffee. An etouffee is more of like a cream
And it's
sauce.
butter.
And I like
buttery.
chicken
Yeah,
and
it's
sausage
a
gumbo.
butter-based
Yeah.
cream
Spicy.
sauce.
And it's
I
brothy.
make
The
etouffee,
roux in-
and
the roux
it
in
has
gumbo
about
is
2
like
and a
a
half
broth.
sticks
It's
of
more,
butter. in it.
it's more of like a
We need to
stew.
make
Yeah.
some soon.
Somewhat.
Gumbo, now that we're talking about it.
I can get Casey for not being from Louisiana makes
makes
a
gumbo.
great gumbo. But back to your okra.
I'll believe it
gumbo
when I
here
see it.
soon.
Okra, it's because if you don't do it right, okra gets slimy.
Yeah.
And if it's slimy, it's horrible.
Yes.
So,
I used to work at Gumbo's. I ate a lot of it.
yeah.
So good.
But
If it's done right, like I can have it in there, but I'm absolutely with you and out with the tomatoes.
yes. So one twist that I had, I say recently, but I mean, it's probably been 5 to 8 years since I tried it this way. Traditionally, we've always had gumbo with a bed of rice, and you put the gumbo on top of it, right? I had it with no rice, with potato salad, with the gumbo on top of it, and I was like, "Get that away from me!" Like that's sacrilege.
Cold potato
yes,
salad?
yes, and
That's it.
preferably
Because that's like mayonnaise and stuff.
well, no,
mixed in.
preferably it's a
mustard-based?
mustard based.
Mustard?
It's
Yeah.
a mustard based.
okay.
Like
That
I
sounds
don't
like somebody
do.
ran out of rice and went, hey, let's try this.
No, so it's depends on where in Louisiana you're from. So people from northern Louisiana, I guess,
Our potato
do
farmers.
do the potato
They don't grow a lot of
salad
rice.
in it.
So
It actually is not bad.
Yeah.
Like I'm probably gonna get hate mail for this,
It's like
but I was
throwing
like,
salt on watermelon.
it's salt
I
has
love
to
that
be on
it has to be
watermelon.
on watermelon.
Yeah, you
It
can't
is
you can't
good.
have watermelon
That's
without
what I'm
why
saying.
salt
are
If
on
you
it.
love
eating
thing
it
you
if it
think
doesn't
of.
have salt on it?
That's
Right.
like cantaloupe without salt on it.
So my mom's dad lived in New Iberia,
Okay.
and I mean he Cajun,
Yeah.
and we would go at Thanksgiving. I know I'm changing holidays. Hold on, but like, dude, the first time we went, and it was like gumbo and this crawfish fettuccine, which sounds weird, but oh my, so good. And then he like Cajun spiced and deep fried a turkey,
Oh yeah.
but there was always dirty rice
Absolutely.
and potato salad.
And red beans and rice too.
And it was like, I mean, but those were the things that that we kind of got there, and it was like, oh my goodness, it was
Dirty rice.
Jambalaya,
so
jambalaya
stinking
is another big one too that you'll have a lot because it's easy
Yeah.
to make in bulk and feed a lot of people.
We had jambalaya literally yesterday.
So there is
Jen made it yesterday.
pastalaya.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of that? So rather than the rice, they use noodles. It
Interesting.
is awesome.
What kind of noodles?
I guess it depends. I mean, you
We're
could
gonna have to
use-
do a
Like
cooking
fettuccine
episode.
noodles or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, or the spiral noodles,
Yeah.
or you can mix it up with the type of noodle that you do. But I had never had it, but now I say that probably about 20 years ago that I had it for the first time. But pastalaya started becoming like a thing, and it's Dude, it's good.
So
because everything is rice based.
Well,
so to change it up and actually use pasta.
One thing I'll say is like Louisiana has some great Italian cuisine too.
I was about to say there's a lot of
there's Italian influence.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Jen, so I make etouffee and you put it on rice, right? And Jen started making, and we just call it seafood pasta, but it's almost literally the same etouffee base. And she mixes in like angel hair pasta. Oh my!
It's like
goodness.
a fettuccine, gumbo fettuccine, right?
Well, the crawfish fettuccine was
or not gumbo fettuccine.
Wasn't
fettuccine.
liquidy.
Yeah.
It was like it's almost like a fettuccine casserole, which is like I said. The first time I kind of looked at it, I'm like, dude, I don't know what they did. It just
the
looks
fettuccine
like
is typically, or the Alfredo, I should say. The fettuccine is the noodle, but the Alfredo that goes on there is cheese based. Well, it's cheese based.
Yeah.
And this,
but cheese and butter. But
this is cheese and Tony's and some other, like crawfish, like crazy. And oh my god, so good. Have the recipe somewhere. Haven't made that.
Yes, this is definitely the put a couple of extra pounds on season.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to take pounds
Working out
off.
hard. Working out hard.
Trying to take pounds off right now. So family tradition, like immediate family, you and your kids. Like for us, one of our, because our family's so big and it's like, oh, we go here and we go there. It was like, okay, but we want our own family kind of thing. So we always reserved Christmas morning. Like this is our family. This is me and Jen, and the kids.
Yeah.
And, you know, everybody wakes up, gets up, and, you know, maybe we're not, it wasn't the breakfast thing. It's everybody wants presents. I don't know where they got that from. But, and we had stockings. So Jen will do the stockings. And then, you know, then everybody get their presents. And so we always kind of carved out first thing Christmas morning, this is us and the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this year we're actually doing something different. Because having 6 kids, I could see my wife start to like break out in weird hives and stuff every Christmas. Because it's like, oh, you try and plan, whether you got 1 kid or 100 kids, it's like, okay, we got a budget for Christmas, right? Or try to at least. And 6 kids, and it's like, okay, so that means here's our budget, and we can spend X amount of dollars per kid. And as the kids get older, the amount of money that things cost, you know, they don't want a $5 transformer or little toy or anything. Now they want AirPods and these shoes and these, and it's like, so Jen, we'd be trying to get presents and put everything together, and before you know it, we've like spent double the budget trying to even everybody out and all of this kind of stuff. And then the stockings had their own budget, and Jen on her own would just blow that out of the water because she would find things and she's like, oh, I've got 12 things for this kid and I've got 1 thing for this kid, and but this 1 thing costs as much as those 12 things, but look at the stocking, it's pitiful. So the next thing you know,
You should have paper down on the bottom of it.
it's like more and more stuff.
An orange and an apple.
And we've
Coal.
talked about it the last few years. She's like, honey, let's just take the money that we would normally spend and take all the kids and go somewhere.
So that's what we did last year. We're like, okay, so are they going to remember these little gifts, or are they going to remember experiences?
Yep.
So last year we told them, we're like, all right, Christmas gift this year, we're going skiing. And they were like, coming into this year, they're like, are we doing that again this year? And I'm like, we should have, but they want to do that every other year. It's like, let's do an experience instead of you spending the money on Christmas gifts. Let's spend the money on a great little vacation for Christmas together.
My kids' vacation is baseball and softball year round. Like,
And
y'all
that's
know
what ours
how much
was.
money we spend?
Oh, it's insane.
like you got to pull out a second mortgage.
Right.
But yeah, I have to remind them.
If
like,
you
look,
started the academy now, in 16 years,
in 16, yes,
You could
exactly.
pay for baseball and softball.
you could pay for
Like with the
baseball
amount of
and
money
stuff.
that we spend for y'all to play athletics, hoping you get a scholarship, if we could have just saved that money, we could have paid for college.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Could have
no.
paid for college and bought a tutor.
Yeah.
Right.
So
That's where
one
I
way
just-
or another, you're going to school, kid.
And I just try and make it clear to them that, like, the gifts that you're going to get from mom and dad are going to be minimal because of what we do throughout the year.
Right.
Now, no, your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles, you know, your grandparents are where you're probably going to get, because my mom is a huge gift giver. And she's gotten better, but she used to be of the mindset of quantity over quality. So she was like, the more gifts I can put under the tree, and it works when they're, like you were saying.
Yeah, when they're little.
And now that they've gotten older, like they don't want all
like,
of those
what do
little.
you want? Right.
Yeah. And so now she's gotten a lot better, and she's like, all right, let me get one big gift for each of them. It's something that they really want.
That's how stockings kind of are. It's like it's got one kind of good little quality thing in there, maybe a couple little quality kind of things, and the rest is just fill it with random
Candy.
And that's what we
candy
do for
and
Christmas
crap.
morning.
crap you find at
These
Dollar
Five
General.
Below.
There's not
Yeah.
anything left out by Santa anymore. It's their stockings, and we've got all the
I'm gonna
stockings
make y'all
hung, and
laugh,
that's where.
But
That sounds familiar.
like Brooke brought the breakfast tradition, and then stockings are another tradition. Like I said, legit every year there's an orange and an apple in everybody's stocking. Has to be there. And that her parents do the same thing when we go there for Christmas. Then
Interesting.
candy is expected, and some little trinket tool is expected, and then outside of that, socks and underwear.
Yeah.
In the
In the
stocking?
stocking.
I'm not buying my
Yeah.
kids.
Dude,
underwear.
my son
My
will get
kids love
excited.
it.
Yes,
My
my
kids
son will
love
get
it.
excited
And I'm
about
like, what?
socks, and I'm like, who are you?
But the funny
My
thing
daughters
is,
are in their 20s. I'm not buying underwear.
Well,
my wife is buying the underwear, and she's not.
I don't
They're
wanna
not
see
showing
them
me their
open it.
gifts.
I don't even want to see it in the laundry room.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah.
They're not
fact of
showing me
life.
the gifts.
Yeah.
But I actually was sitting there this year, and she was ordering the stuff, like the normal stuff, and I'm like, man, I actually need some new socks and underwear. Could you put some of that in my stocking this
those
year?
are the things that
Yeah.
I will buy year round
Yeah.
for myself. It's
I do
like,
the same.
don't anybody get me socks and underwear. You're
Right?
wasting money.
You don't want a Christmas tie?
No. God, no.
Can you see Jason wearing a tie? I cannot see you.
I have
Man.
lots of pictures in ties. Thank you very much.
Are they court dates or what?
No.
Weddings
He
and
had to think
funerals.
about that.
He's like, no.
I haven't had a court date.
Oh man,
Haven't had a court date.
did your families
Oh,
ever
yeah.
force you
Actually,
to dress
I don't
up
think-
for Christmas?
Do
Like,
No.
like dress nice to go to a Christmas party
Oh,
with
wait,
the family.
I-
When I was young, they
No.
did.
Well, yeah.
We had collared shirts. And,
Well, so back in the day, my grandmother, what she would do is they had this was a long time ago, but there was it was called the Camelot Club, and it was a restaurant that was at the top of a building downtown.
Yeah.
And she would pay for everyone to come and have Christmas dinner at the Camelot Club. Well, they had a dress code, so you had to have a tie and jacket as a guy, to be able to get in. That was the only thing that we ever had a dress code on.
Yeah.
But if it was at the house, it was,
So I remember it because like we do a Christmas picture as a big family every year at Grandma's house, and then everybody, like, it was an expectation in Grandma's house. If you went there, you have to go to Christmas Eve service afterwards, and you have to dress nice for Christmas Eve service. So
Right.
everybody's in sweaters and slacks or ties and all that stuff. Man, I hated dressing up for Christmas.
yeah.
It was like one of the worst things ever. I'm like, why do I gotta wear this collared
That's any
shirt?
kid, yeah.
Yeah.
Put anything that buttons
So-
around your neck, and you're like, get this off of me.
I felt like my life was straight up a Christmas Carol.
So I will tell.
At some
So this is a funny story. Casey's first Christmas with my mom's side of the family, which does the huge traditional, and everything. She gets, unbeknownst to her, she gets roped in to the grandkids. Now, remember, I'm by far the oldest grandkid. So when she was there were still grandkids that were single digit age, right?
Mm-hmm.
She gets roped in to putting on a play with the kids, and they make her dress up like a reindeer. This is her first, there are pictures of it. This is her first Christmas with my family, and she is ready to murder me.
We're gonna.
I had no
We're gonna
idea.
need that picture to put on the screen?
Oh, I can find it. But she was ready to murder me. Like, I was getting the knives through eyes thrown at me the entire time. Like, this is the first time that she's met this side of my family. Like, we're not married yet. We're dating.
Probably
we
myself
flew in
trouble
from
with this, but I
Colorado
got
just
some
to do.
stories too,
She
but-
was mortified.
Yeah.
This is an angry deer.
So she was a very angry deer. Yes.
But I was one of the older siblings too. It was actually my sister was first, my cousin, who was the other female in the family, was next, and then I was the oldest boy of a stream of boys, and the next closest cousin to me was 6 years younger than me. So it went 6 years, then 8 years, then 10 years, then 12. So when Brooke came into the family, I was in the same situation too. Like, some of them were teenagers or young, even 8.
Yep.
But we started having to, like, the youngest uncle would typically play Santa. Then finally I hit 18 to 20. Then I had to be Santa for the family and, like, hand out the gifts to all my cousins, right? And then as they got older and graduated and got into that system, then they had to become Santa. So I think Brooke rolled into the family and 1 year had to be Santa. So it was like the same thing. The daggers came out.
We've kind of done the same
But as a
rotation
teacher, she enjoyed it too.
at times.
She likes playing those.
Yeah.
I was about to go down the
He's
wrong
looking for
path
that
there,
picture.
so I'm going to stop talking about role playing and get back to Christmas.
Role playing Santa and a deer.
Gives ho 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 a new meaning.
Yeah.
Wow.
Never mind.
Isn't this
Gonna
a
get back.
Still rated PG.
cast?
Yeah.
Wrong kind of role play.
Right.
The power of the
The
dead.
ill-appreciated role plays that we... Wow, that means there's appreciated ones too.
Well, we found a Airbnb that'll fit 12 people, and we're going to Eureka Springs, Arkansas, which is right on the border, Arkansas-Missouri border. It's about an hour from Branson, and so that's what we're doing this year. So everybody's excited. It's gonna be.
It's still that's the best part.
It's
Is
gonna
just
be good.
grabbing your family, taking them to a spot, and just it's you. Like that was we had a blast last year. We stayed in a little cabin.
Where'd y'all go again?
We just went to New Mexico, Ski Apache,
Okay.
and we did that. I think they had Ruidoso,
Okay.
and they had fires this year. But it was a quick trip. Like,
Can you say that on YouTube? The name of that place?
I think so. Oh wait,
You
you
have
might
to
not
call
be
it.
able to.
You have to call it like Ski Ingenious People.
This is true. But it's an Indian reservation in the middle of the mountains outside of Ruidoso. And it's a great little mountain. Like, it's not like it doesn't break the bank, but we had a blast. Like, we had a little cabin with a fire every night. We played games. We played spoons at night, and
Spoons is violent in our family.
it gets
It's
violent. in
violent.
ours.
It's violent in our
We've-
family, too.
We've actually
Just making sure
drawn
not just us.
blood.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's happened.
People get mad.
Well, we
Or get completely pulled across the table.
They will talk to you for a week.
we flat talk. Like, my kids will not play Uno with me because they say I anticipate the move so much and beat them every time that they hate playing Uno with me.
So
Like-
they're losers.
Yes.
Yeah. Sore losers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Life
no,
lessons.
we do games.
Second place
We
is
do
just the
games,
first
too.
loser, right?
What
Come
what
on.
we've actually started doing here
We're on
lately
Will Ferrell tonight.
that was kind of a spur of the moment sort of thing, which is how we come up with a lot of our games, is we were talking about Chat GPT and different things, and we started getting it to write scripts
You were talking about that one time.
for like little plays. So all of the kids are there, and it's like, hey, we need a script for this type of play, this many people, blah blah blah, and it writes out the whole like first scene, and it is so stinking funny. And you can make it serious, you can make it a drama, you can make it a comedy, you can make it like a blend of them. And we did like a Spanish telenovela. Oh my goodness.
It was amazing.
Oh, it was so good.
But it's even that much better when you go to a destination and do those things with your family.
Well, we're going to
in the
have to
house.
because the
Right.
place that we
Modern day
picked
dictionary.
has
Yeah.
like zero Wi-Fi, and
That's the
I think
best.
only one cell phone service gets any signal.
Correct. That's
and,
awesome.
But I'm looking forward to it. Just
Yeah.
some time off, and the kids aren't small, so I don't feel like I have to pack and prepare for an apocalypse in a vehicle.
Yeah.
Oh, the good old days.
And those road it's like you get in the road trip mode with it. It makes it that much more appreciative sometimes.
Well, I'm only picturing like an armed convoy, so
Yeah.
that's the way my brain is
Yeah.
putting this road trip together.
It's like the Trump caravan going down the road, man. You got the flags flying down the back, and you got your whole family behind you with
maybe.
the guns sticking out of the window. Say hello to my little friends, kind of stuff.
Grandma strapped to the top of the station wagon.
Just the leash dragging from the bumper.
That's not Christmas vacation. That's vacation.
You're right. It's still.
But still,
So, but it all melds together.
It does.
it's a
Road
vacation.
trip. Yep.
Right. I
It's
mean,
a
just think
vacation.
about that. Like
go to
we
Wally World.
we pop out Christmas movies like crazy at this time of year, and I don't know how many times I've already watched Christmas Vacation.
All right. The ultimate question is: Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes,
Absolutely.
100%
4 out of 4 agree.
for everybody here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
There's a video with Bruce Willis yelling at people saying it is not a Christmas movie.
that's his
The
problem.
dude can't even.
He
got
was just the
dementia. He
actor.
doesn't know.
Huh?
He was just the actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly
paid.
agree. It's 100% a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
absolutely.
How can it not
It's a
be a
Christmas
movie?
party.
Yeah.
It's all based around Christmas
Christmas.
season. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's a happy Christmas ending. I mean, it's Christmas. It's a Christmas
It's
movie.
absolutely a Christmas movie.
What was it? Nakimoto building?
Nakamura Towers.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
It's got to
Such a
be
good
on the
movie.
playlist.
Okay, favorite Christmas movie?
A Christmas Story.
Never seen it.
Man, what's that new one that just came out? The Christmas pageant or Christmas pageant?
That's pretty good.
It is pretty dang good. I actually
I don't even know what you're talking
There were a
about.
couple that
just
came out
came
last
out.
year that were pretty good. One with Eddie Murphy.
man, I didn't
was
see
pretty good.
that.
Look that up.
You got to look it up. But I will recommend the is it called a Christmas pageant? What is it called? Do you know, James?
It's your favorite. You should know.
No, it's not my favorite, but it's
Okay,
think
what's
that- yeah.
what's your favorite?
Elf. I mean, dude, I can't
Elf?
stray from Elf. Elf is my favorite. Yeah,
Elf-
Elf's my
Elf's one of my
Elf is my
favorites. Elf is
family's
awesome.
favorite.
Elf is way up there.
Yeah, but I can't
Candy,
go back
candy
to
canes.
growing up, like the ones that I watched growing up, which were Christmas Vacation,
Yeah.
Home Alone,
Yes.
a Scrooge with Bill Murray.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's a great one.
such a good
I
one.
haven't watched that in a while, but it
I
is a
hadn't
good
either.
one. Yeah.
It's Bill
But there's a
Murray.
5 playlist. There's Elf, Home Alone. Home Alone 2 is on there too.
Yeah.
That's the only part 2 of any movie series that I'm really like that it compares. It's great.
John Wick too. Equalizer too.
Yeah.
I mean,
those
a
aren't
good series.
Those aren't Christmas movies.
Yeah. It's all good.
So I'm still a super fan of the claymation Rudolph.
Oh yeah, we
like
watched
the,
that
the
every
original
year too.
little Rudolph
Well, I
with
mean,
the
there's
little
an
dinner.
And in the
to it in
Frosty
the
one
Elf.
too.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Frosty the Snowman,
Yep.
the animated one. And then the newer ones are
And that's
I like
from like
Elf, and
1954 or something
Christmas
like that, right?
Vacation for sure,
Yeah.
and Die Hard.
Do you have that the video set that has the old Frosty and Santa Claus with
Yep.
Christmas Vacation, Elf? What's the 4th movie on there? I don't even know because of those
We have it
3.
in a DVD
Yeah.
combo set.
Yeah, we have that too. But they
No, I don't
actually
have
have it on Amazon Prime now where you could play the 4 set.
Okay.
And I saw that the other day and I was like, huh,
Oh.
I could purchase that, put that in my thing, and just play it every year.
What is that? The
Die Hard, number 13.
Oh, this is the top
Scrooge, there
10.
it is, 1988.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
No, I
Wonderful
can't
Life.
get myself into It's a Wonderful Life. I can't watch it.
Go back up to the top.
Gremlins. I forgot about Gremlins.
Right.
Oh,
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's
Yes.
the other one I was trying to think of. I was like, there's another movie that's like off the beaten path that I'm like, that's a Christmas movie, and it's Gremlins.
Yep. Agree. The Santa Claus is good too.
The Santa
Tim
Claus
Allen.
is, yeah, it is good.
So there was an old Santa Claus movie, and I think it was just called Santa Claus. And I remember watching that as a kid.
You want to
and
know
it
one?
was great.
Sorry, the one that I couldn't get into was Polar Express.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just never.
Prancer.
Cohen didn't like it when he was a kid. When it came out, it freaked him out, so he wouldn't watch it.
Really?
After like 5 minutes, he
I
was like, I'm
remember
done.
that one.
See, Brooke loves the animation in Polar Express, and I'm like,
It's pretty cool.
The
Yeah.
Preacher's Wife. That's Eddie Murphy.
yeah.
Ernest Saves Christmas.
Oh,
Ernest.
Ernest.
Oh, that's
Know
a
what I
great
mean,
one
Barn?
too.
The best fan holiday.
Jack Frost. Wasn't that a horror movie?
No,
Yeah.
it's an interesting.
Yes.
It was a horror movie too, but
One
I
of them,
know
one
what
of
the
them
you're
is, and then
talking
there's
about.
another one that isn't. But
It's actually an animated film in that context. It's not a bad. My
no,
kids
that's
used to love that.
1998. That's the stinking horror movie.
That is the horror movie. 'Cause the other one's
1998.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2010 or 2012 or something like that.
And I think it isn't it. What's
Oh,
his name?
we're getting into
Batman. The original Batman.
Michael Keaton.
Michael
Yeah,
Keaton.
wasn't it Michael Keaton? And,
I don't.
I don't know.
a
Dude,
dog
they're
and a
getting into
person.
stuff that I don't even know what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, when you
I think some of those. Might
getting
We don't really surf outside the top 20 here.
The Night Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
will it let you click on any of them? The Nightmare
See that- I've
Nightmare
never
Before
got
Christmas was
that.
up towards the top.
Are you serious?
But that was.
like
I like
that's
that one
it's
too.
like at the Halloween Christmas. Isn't that the Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jack Skellington.
Yeah, will it let you click on
That's where you rearrange the
Jack
Santa
Frost?
letters.
Just put Jack Frost in
Yeah.
1998.
Let's see if this works real quick. I can always edit this out in a second. Here we go.
Oh, look at that.
Ah.
You are just a ninja, aren't you?
Candy canes, candy corns,
Syrup.
and maple syrup. And syrup.
Where was Jack Frost? Do we remember?
Keep going down just a little. Oh, I guess it wasn't in the top 25.
I don't think it was. I think it was in the 30s.
Frist.
I don't know.
I don't know which one came up.
Are
So
we
that's
trying to watch this
1990.
movie here?
Oh,
not
what
in
is
the right
going
week.
on?
What was
Jack
it?
Frost, 1998.
Was it 98 or 88?
98.
Oh yeah. Ah. Boo. Oh no, man.
Oh, look. That's Michael Keaton, but that's not. It was
That's not
97
the bad one.
was the horror one.
Yeah, because that's the one where, like, his son dies or something like that, and then he becomes the snowman.
Which one was the horror?
97.
Was it?
Yeah.
So this isn't it?
I just
No.
saw it.
This isn't the one that I'm thinking of.
No, it's 97. Right
There
there.
it is.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that.
That is a Christmas movie.
Not
Look
sure.
at them. Christmas lights. That look of awe and wonder.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's a snowman.
Mm-hmm.
I might have tried to forget that one.
Yeah, 1997.
1997. Put that in there.
There it is.
Boom. So now we're watching this.
Science and evil collide.
Oh yeah.
Genetic research.
A serial killer is on the loose.
God.
This is a disaster. Look, I just saw something that doesn't belong in this world, and it's out there killing my friends. Now tell me what it is. Jack Frost.
Wow. Cold-blooded.
I totally forgot about this movie.
You left the 7-10 split. Hell has just frozen over.
Wow. Can't have a dark comedy without the one-liners.
Right.
Jack Frost. Look, Ma! I'm a Picasso!
What a horrible movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
I mean,
it.
it's not one that you play for the whole family.
I mean, it's the first thing that came to mind when you say Jack Frost. Like,
oh yeah.
I never.
I mean, that's the one I remember.
I mean, 97 was like heyday, just out of
I forget the.
a little bit out of high school.
Maybe it's A Christmas Story. No, it's not. But there's a one with an animated character, Jack Frost, and it's not bad.
It's the one with
My kids used to love it.
There's a Jack Frost 2, Revenge of the Mutant Killer Snowman.
Nice.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Oh, because it went straight
And there's
to
Curse
video.
of Jack Frost. It came out 2 years ago.
It went straight
3.6
to
out of
I
10.
mean, you know,
video.
Now, you can't go off of that. That could be an awesome movie with their judgment.
Agreed.
Look at Curse of Jack Frost 2022.
Oh, that one just looks That's not the same Jack Frost.
no, man, that thing's creepy.
Look at that.
2.9.
Even better.
Yeah, 2.9 out of 10.
If you like that, you may also like The
I mean, it's only an
Exorcist.
hour and 20 minutes of your life. You know, you can watch it when you go to sleep. You're not going to lose anything,
You spend that much time scrolling.
right?
Wow.
And
And
a
now
Gumbo one.
feel dumber.
That one.
Oh, wow.
Not from 1934. I forget what it's
So-
called, but it has all the. It
We'll
has,
go
like,
from horror
Kelly
movie.
Preston, Michael. Oh, that's the okay.
That's the 98 one.
yeah. That's the
Wholesome
your
Jack
Kids
Frost.
can watch it.
Yeah. Wholesome Jack Frost.
And I think it's like where Michael Keaton passes away or something and becomes the snowman to help his son move on past his death or something like that.
Which I think would be terrible, kind of the
Right.
same as Frosty the Snowman, because he only gets to hang out for a couple months and then he's going to die every
Right.
year as he melts again.
Kind of like Leon.
Unless
And
they're in
again.
like Alaska, maybe.
Right.
Leon, the
Kinda like
janitor.
Leon the
Leon, yes. You gotta have a memorial.
every year.
Oh,
We should make a movie
such a good janitor.
called Leon. Leon the janitor.
Well, they have a play called Leon. That's a Christmas play that is based. I mean, it's not about a janitor, but that it's the reverse of the play on the word Noel.
Is it Monty Python?
It should be. It should be.
Which they should have made a Christmas special. What's wrong with them? Leon that's Leon, the Professional. One of my favorite
that's-
movies.
That's a good movie.
1994. One of my favorites. Okay, so winding things down. Now that we've gone down movie road and
Traditions.
fertility fruits and stockings and gumbo galore.
Maybe you call them what you want.
No, I was reading he had
He
something.
looked it up.
He had something brought up about fruit
The tradition of fruit.
symbolism, and it went from peace and prosperity and to other cultures, it being like fertility and for fruit as a gift.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's all good.
So to bring it back around, I don't even know. Now I don't even know about approaching. Look, there you go. German influence. It was
Lost it again.
edit.
Bring it back.
Edit.
Not used to
Old
this one on
Jamie's
here.
struggling
There we go.
today.
Old Jamie didn't used to doing this on the iPad yet. There it is. No, that's Gumbo.
I was gonna say.
Here we go. The symbolism of fertility and renewal.
Yeah, see? Fruit.
Fruits and stockings. We're not just
Fertility
treats.
and
Renewal.
renewal.
So what is my wife promoting here with giving
I'm
fruits
like-
to the kids every year?
Be one thing if it was a banana and a peach.
Kind of scary. I mean, we got a
Or
13-year-old
banana
daughter.
and two pecans.
You all right over there?
I'm just thinking in my head, what I need to edit out.
I'm just like, would the
Just keep it
banana
on.
like be hanging out of the stocking, kind of like over the top? Put that on my
Edit.
giftful list.
Edit.
Yeah, you're gonna have to edit a lot of this.
Wow. The challenges of Christmas as Christian men.
Yeah, but still fun.
Is apparently
Still human.
Us.
yeah, we are the challenge.
Yes.
The challenges of Christmas.
So to close it out, just because we all know, even though we talk about all of the traditions and all of the things, and that's family. Jesus is always a part of, I think everything that we do, and the idea of a gift and giving, and I mean, which shouldn't only be Christmas. We should live our life like that all the time, of course. But what do you do tradition-wise? Is there anything? I know a couple of years we've read the Christmas story. I know that we've done a couple things like that. Is there anything that you guys do?
We sit
besides the birthday cake for Jesus.
I mean, I think we always discuss what the true meaning behind it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then the symbolism of, like you said, the gift giving and all of that stuff. I think we've changed it. I don't think we have like an exact. I know we don't have an exact thing that we do every year, but
no, we haven't really either.
Right, and there's a lot of things like turning the tone of, like, if the kids ever acted not thankful
right
for the moment, because realizing the sacrifice of what this day actually means to you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not covering death and resurrection like Easter, like we said, but it's still the birth of the person that took your place, right? And the celebration of that. So those gifts, if you didn't get everything you wanted, that's okay, because you still got it all. Almost like you said earlier, you got it all by the blood.
And I think there's also, I mean, traditionally, and we do every year, you've got your Christmas Eve service, and depending on the church that you go to, they each do it different. But I mean, every year we are going to our Christmas service, and half the time the whole family's serving for all three of them. So in some way, shape, or form, I mean, we've all been out there running the golf carts, picking people up and bringing them in. The kids will be with Casey and the V Kids department helping out with that. So, I mean, I would say tradition-wise, it's actually being within the four walls of the church and having pastor give his sermon on Christmas. Like there's no doubt that the kids and the family know the true meaning behind it. And I think that what we do at the house, besides the birthday cake and everything, is just kind of like a family tradition type thing for Christmas. Yeah. Not so much solely focused on, the true meaning behind it. Not that we don't give that its attention, but that attention is given at the services.
I absolutely get it. I get it. We do. We're very much. I think the same, and going and having Christmas Eve service and those kind of things, and then that family time. There is obviously the recognition of the parallels and all those kind of things, and then it's not like we ever remove Jesus,
right?
You know what I mean? It would be like only. Well, we've talked about it 100 times, being only Christians on Sunday, and then the rest of the week, you live like hell. It's like, no, he's a part of everything that we do. It just.
How do you make Christmas that daily occurrence for you, right? And then the other thing is, like, how people turn off Halloween and be like, okay, we're putting up Christmas the next day. Like, you don't need to figure out a timeline. You could have it up every day of the year, because it's
not
your
at my
celebration.
HOA.
But
trust me, I got to take those lights down before
you gotta
July.
move out to the country,
or there's some fines coming.
You got to move out to the country where you can just put it on all the time.
Oh, when I lived in the country, they didn't come down.
Yeah,
it's like, you still have lights on your porch. It's porch lights. Shut up.
Right.
And so you don't fall down the stairs.
Right. No, but it's just being thankful for everything you have and just the people around you, regardless.
Well, and it comes down to a year-round thing. As a Christian family, you're going through those things and those traditions and those I don't even know if you can call it a tradition when it's just life, you know, and it's just what you do throughout the week, you know. Yeah, you have church on Sunday. You know, we have youth, which is on Wednesday, which, by the way, if you're at Vertical and listening, it's moving to Sunday. I just found that out. Casey was like, "You haven't heard about that?" And I was like, "No." Like, so she was explaining that. So it's moving to Sundays.
Sunday night.
And then you've got your small groups and you've got Tuesday night prayer. So, I mean, if you're doing these things throughout the year, you know, there doesn't need to be as much focus as if you weren't doing those things throughout the year. I know I had one person that used to refer to it as CEO Christians, you know, Christmas, Easter only Christians.
Yeah.
You know, the only time that you go and you celebrate that
We
thing.
call them creasters, yeah.
Call them what?
Creasters.
Creasters? I've never heard that one, but
That's a
I heard that the
heavy
first time from
term in the Catholic Church.
okay.
father-in-law.
Well, the CEO Christian came from Catholic people that were Catholics, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
he was Episcopalian.
Christmas, Easter only,
priest.
which is Catholic
we
light.
get it. We
Yeah.
get them in every denomination.
No, you do.
Yeah.
But that's where I heard it from. Was
Priesters.
from a Catholic person. You know, they would get frustrated, like, it's going to be packed.
that was
all
me
the
for a long
CEO
time.
Christians are going to show up.
Honestly, that
They
was
do.
me until 2012. From 1990
Oh, I'm
to
guilty.
2012, I didn't really go to church except for Christmas.
Oh, 100% guilty of that.
So, I mean, we go back to like a saved story. I mean, I wasn't saved till I was 35 years
Right.
old, and I'm only 47 now. So it's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that was, me up until my mid-20s, you know. Other than, I guess, whenever I was a kid and I was drugged to church, you know. But
We
whenever
went
I
to
got
church
out
every-
on my
every
own,
Sunday, every
Drugs
Wednesday
at
night.
church.
I was drugged as a kid. Drugged to church.
I had to go for choir practice and handbell practice from my parents
Man,
Oh, dude, I remember
on Wednesday
handbells.
nights.
yeah, Brooke did the
So I'd be in
handbells
the-
too.
That's when I was Baptist.
Be in the
She was Methodist
nursery,
when
whatever
she
the-
did that,
kids' room.
you know. But hey, God wasn't denominational; He was biblical. So He was like, "Hey, just come to me, wherever you're at."
Right.
You know, and man, I never realized, like, our kids have a different influence. Like, I never realized there was fun in church. You know, growing up Catholic, I felt more everything I did was kneel, sit, stand, and CCD was not
CrossFit, baby.
games.
Get it with a cross.
Or getting
Yeah.
wrapped on the knuckles by the nun.
Man, I was not a good kid. So
Neither was I.
yeah,
Neither was I.
so it's like, hey, how could we
you
influence
see
the
she's a
right and
nun?
encourage? Right.
Sister Johan. I'll never forget her name. Oh, gosh.
Not that a sister Elizabeth. She could get angry.
There's only about 20 million of those.
Sister Elizabeth.
Yeah. Yeah. Catholic high school.
I was in Catholic schools from kindergarten to sophomore year. Then junior, senior was Baptist. So
Wow, that's kind of quite a
That is
transition.
one end to the other. Right there.
and traditional Baptist because there were no dances. Yeah, it was footloose.
No, it reminds it. Anyway, it'll just have to be edited, so never mind.
It's funny.
Well, we can edit. What you got? All right. So that wraps us up today.
Right.
But hold on. Put it on the
All right, we got the drums.
Yeah.
Like literally, it's the only joke I know like that.
It's good.
Well, look, hopefully there's a whole lot of edits in this one.
Probably is.
As always, we appreciate you joining in with us, listening. We appreciate those comments. John probably set it off right at the very beginning because I remember he said something. It was a long time ago already. And I was like, oh, there's our next viral.
Uh-oh, what did I say?
I don't remember,
So I got
but it'll
Maui.
be in the
Said
first
candy,
4 minutes.
candy
from-
canes,
No,
candy
it was
corn,
something, and I'm like,
syrup.
oh, here we go again. But we appreciate you guys tuning in with us. We want to wish you, from us, a Merry
Merry
Christmas, a Happy New Year.
Yeah.
We just appreciate you. Join us next year as we kind of keep things going. So for me, John and Jeff and the Podfather himself, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.